I am Sabrina Wicker, and I would like to introduce you to paula+scher. Paula is an American graphic designer and painter. She was born in DC. She grew up in Virginia and moved to Philly when she was younger. She went to the Tyler School of Art in Pennsylvania, graduated with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in 1970. And while she was there, she met a mentor, Seymour Chowis, and ended up marrying him. He taught her that type was actually an image and it could convey more than any picture. And she went with that. They had a very sensibility. Their sensibility was very similar. So when they moved to New York, um, Paula took her first job at Random House in the book division, and then she went to CBS Records and started designing the coolest record albums of all times. And these are historic. They use the principles of design, and they also utilize her Russian deconstruction. These are really cool albums that she did with Bob James that were, when you unfolded them, they had a continuation to the design. It was very holistic. Ted Nugent was another one that she did album covers for, but her fear was that she was going to be remembered for the Boston album. She hated it. She hated it. After she left CBS, she split off on her own and started really researching Russian constructionism and deconstruction. And she developed her own typographic solution that was Art Deco and Russian constructionism. And it incorporated those sensibilities, but not the theories behind it. She didn't copy that style, but it was part of her vocabulary. And she really made the type speak. After she left out on her own, she went and had a partnership with, co-founded a partnership, paula+scher, and they worked together in advertising and product jackets. And then she went to go work at Pentagram in 1991. She was the first principal female at Pentagram. It's a design co-op and they do all kinds of cool stuff. But she started developing an actual advertising language. So these things were consistent across the board. Everything you saw was part of it. So they became their own logos and their own images. It was recognizable. It was a language. And she did stuff for Publix Theater. She would design these very intricate posters and tickets. And they were beautiful in the typeset. And then she started doing Bring the Noise to Funk and using some of her constructionism in the designs with the bold typeface and the predominant colors and the repetition. And she worked with Public Theater for 30 years. I think they're still working together. But that typeface and that style is being copied all over the place now. All over the place. And she was the one that spearheaded it. She designed it. She invented it. So she's done all kinds of cool stuff. She started doing environmental design where she would work with schools and she did parking garages. And it's so you can locate yourself. You have your bearings, and it's also recognizable. It's instructional, and it's beautiful all at the same time. She did schools. She does theaters. She does Um, Interiors, exteriors, these are restroom directional signs. She's brilliant when it comes to being holistic about and very logical about the layout. These are highline. This is a highline park that was developed over an old railroad. So she did the ties and the logo. And to the park, there is signage that directs your way that is all consistent so you know exactly where you're going by relation. Now, Nicolette Skyway also had her design maps to show you where you are, and they're all beautiful. They're directional, they tell you where to go. She did the same with New York beaches after Hurricane Sandy. She did landmarks that you could see in the publications. She does interiors, and it's all unified from the front door to the back. It is all holistic in design, and her ideas become landmarks themselves. With this kind of environmental design, you know where you are. You want to be there. It seems exciting. She does stuff with the modern Museum of Art and the New York City Ballet, and it all becomes this kind of advertising language and iconic in the way that you know what it is when you see it, and you start to get to recognize her style. It is so clean and simple, and she uses direct colors that are very representative. This was Travelers and Citicorp that merged. She's also done Bausch and Lomb. She's done Tiffany, which is my favorite, New York Philharmonic, Trivia, and you can start to see the consistent designs that she produces. And it's all holistic. It all means something. Her personal works are a little bit more interesting and political. She does some fine art and paintings, but a lot of it is still graphic in nature. I love these where the shape takes the words and they become part of the art and the design and the shape. She does very intricate maps that she hand paints, and they are huge and very, very detailed. Some of them have cities or down to the streets, zip codes. They have area codes, some of them, and they're all different, and they're all hand painted, and they are massive. She's got she sells these, but she does these for fun, and she's been doing them for 15 years, and they are amazing, just amazing. This is my contribution, which is all these words that describe me in a woman, in the shape of a woman, to mimic what she's done. She gets her inspiration in cab rides. I get my inspiration from her. This is Paula+scher. Thank you.